Bobby, how do I grow a mean beard out like that? Keep it nice and trim. How does that? What's your secret, man? What's your secret formula? I can't grow a beard out to save my life. How about you, Scott? Could you grow out one if you wanted to? Yeah. You're on mute. Yep.
No, I can't grow, but I used to pray that I would grow a beard before I went bald. So I'm afraid if I do grow one that. So no, it wasn't until 26 I could actually grow this.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about what it was for me. So okay, looks like we have a whole bunch of people hopping on here. We'll go ahead and get started. Does everyone have something to write with? By show of hands, everyone have something to write with? We ready to go? Awesome. Well, I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I had an awesome weekend myself. Just had an opportunity to really think about 2022 and how to make sure that everybody a part of this coaching and technology program can really have the success that they want to have. And I've been having some very high level conversations with literally the most elite agents, influencers in the industry. And we had an awesome mastermind call on Saturday. And one of the things that we were talking about is the reasons why agents get knocked out of the business. Or I would say real estate entrepreneurs get knocked out of the business was the main topic of the conversation. And or fail to ever achieve their dream and goal that they actually set out, the reason why they got in the industry in the first place. And it was very, very interesting conversation. And what we've decided to do is actually really take that conversation and integrate it into every single one of our training and coaching programs that we run. And so you're going to start seeing that identified a little bit differently, but in a positive way. Because here's the thing, even though I don't know if you guys know this, but it's common that not just in real estate, but in business in general, 87 to 90% of our real estate entrepreneurs get knocked out of the business within the first 5 years or shorter, and then even smaller percentage fail to achieve what they want to achieve. Or a larger percentage fail to achieve what they want to achieve. But the exciting part is that as we're having this conversation, the exciting part of it is that if we can just identify what those problems are and then mitigate against them, we can have wild success, right? So who agrees this is a pretty important conversation to have, right? Is to really understand on a deep level what these things are. And basically, it's Real Estate Nexus's mission moving forward, 2022 and beyond, is to basically aggregate technology's tool and the education to help agents overcome these obstacles and problems at every step of their journey. And that's our mission. So who wants to know basically what agents doing 800 transactions or more identified as the top problems that knock agents out of the business? Who thinks that'd be a productive conversation? Good. So, and then we're going to go over we're going to break this down into chunks. We're not going to be able to get through all of the things today. Primarily the ones we're going to talk about today are the ones that agents struggle with, going from 0 transactions to 100 transactions, specifically on the listing side of the business, is primarily what we're going to be talking about, and then scaling from there. So on Wednesday and Friday, we're going to kind of keep going down this pathway, where on Friday we're probably going to talk more about the struggles between 100 and 500 transactions and beyond. So make sure you show up to each one if you want to catch the whole pathway here this week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can catch the whole pathway. But what you're gonna hear this more often, and we're gonna frame this out, is we want you guys to think about your business as a whole in the 4 giant impact areas. If you want to write this down, okay. So the first one is your sales and your marketing. Okay. Your second one is your technology. Your third one is your service and support. and your fourth one is what we call shared services, or like general operations. And underneath that bucket falls finance, legal, staffing. If you're a big team, HR, just general operations, right? So basically those are if you look at any successful business, there's a lot of things that fall underneath those big buckets, but what they're doing is they're managing their business this way. And I don't want to take credit for this, just so you guys know, a little bit of credibility on this. Actually, one of my recent relatively new mentors, his name is Greg Shepard, and he actually runs a giant venture firm, a real estate focused venture firm. And he's taken a combination of brokerages and also just businesses in general, from just startup to literally $100 million companies. And even one company he took to that sold for almost $1 billion in revenue. And so he says, look, it's very simple, is that, yep, shared services and operations, yep, is the general bucket. There's a list of things underneath there. But in general, if you look at our systems, we need to just make sure that we are focused on those four things. And some of them are more important than others, depending on where we're at in our journey. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is what ones are important depending on where you're at in your journey. So if you're doing somewhere between 1 and 50 transactions, I want to know, kind of like, if you're doing between 1 and 50 transactions, if you could drop that in the chat, if you're doing between 1 and 50 transactions. Okay. If you're doing between, let's just say, 50 and 150 transactions, drop that in the chat. Awesome. So for this conversation, we're going to talk about the problems that happen between pretty much 1 to 100 transactions at some level. That's what we'll focus on giving our audience here today. Okay. So can anybody take a guess what the number 1 or 2 problems, or sorry, out of all the 4 impact areas that you see there as a general high level, anyone take a guess out of which ones that you see there are the biggest reasons for either getting knocked out of the business or not achieving the goal in the first place? Out of those 4, which one do you guys think it is?
I would say support.
Yeah, and while this is a tough conversation because they're all important, the number 1 reason why agents either get knocked out of the business or fail to achieve their goal is the execution of a sales and marketing plan. It's the number 1 reason why that they get knocked out of the business. And so we're going to break that down, because here's the thing. You can have the greatest technology, right? You can have the greatest support. You can have the greatest client relations. You can be awesome with clients, right? You could have an amazing office, right? Space, have awesome, like, have all those things in place. But if you don't have enough leads coming in and you're not booking enough appointments or networking with enough people, right? And leveraging your technology the right way to actually execute on the sales and marketing plan, that doesn't matter, right? Because the revenue is not going to come in at whatever level it's supposed to come in at. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? So that's why, while they're all important, really hyper focusing on, especially 1 to 100, is the execution of your sales and marketing plan. So some of the things that are really important, and that's really what Ren is here for, is to help you with that, right? And and I want somebody to stop me after about 15 minutes, because I want to actually get into some execution of our video here today. So if I could have a timer, somebody time me to make sure that you guys stop me right around, let's say 12:45, if that's cool. So the first thing, thanks. So the first thing that is important is, and that we've identified, is your lead generation. Okay, so if you want to write that down, is that a lot of people, a lot of agents, and just score yourself 1 to 10 on these things, right? A lot of people have very inconsistent lead generation, and or their lead generation does not match their goals. You've heard me talk about this, but their lead generation is inconsistent, it's infrequent. There's not enough leads coming in, and it doesn't match what their actual objective is based on lead sources. So just want you to kind of grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how you're doing that on that since you've been in this community with your lead generation, right? What sources you have coming in, does it match your goal? How consistent are you? And if that's not a 10, folks, then we got to get it to a 10 as fast as possible. You'd agree, right? Or close to as a 10, and it doesn't happen overnight, but we really got to get that part. Because that's really, really important. It's very, very hard to hit our goal if we don't have enough opportunities coming in, and or we're not networking enough, right? So some of us have a database of people that we know that are leads, right? But we're not actively networking. So it's really, really important to make sure we get that right. So what do we do? What do we got to do to make sure we get our lead generation right? What are some of the things, what are some actions that we can take to make sure we get that right?
Awesome. Like, I have all those things in place, but if you don't have enough leads,
I just got to mute out. I'm not going. Cool. Thanks, friends. So really the cool thing about the world today, guys, is there's no lack of leads flying around. That's the awesome part about the world today, is you gotta budget money to generate leads, right? And so we recommend them all the time. And like the lead sources that work for us in our brokerage, and we've developed a product, Lead Gen Pro, actually, that helps you. So they're if you haven't heard of the list, it's ZBuyer is a big one. Google LSA is a big one. RedX is a big one. Street Text is another one, and we can help you facilitate and get signed up or hook up or get those integrated into your system. But if you want to do 36 to 40 transactions, you need 200 to 300 leads coming in, period, a month. If you want to do 36 to 50 transactions, that's what you need. That's the formula. Okay, so next one, and we have awesome systems and products and tools to help you with that. Just so if anybody, I don't know if we have a breakout session set up here, but if anyone has any questions about what lead gen sources that you should be using, and you want to do a breakout session with one of our coaches, we'd be happy to do that with you to really hone that in for you. So if we don't have the breakout session set up, I want to make sure they are set up. Laura, I think 200 to 300 for your A-list is really great. And if you're going to be, as long as you got to be like being super diligent and consistent with that list. But at some point, I want to see you using and generating other leads, because your A-list is going to generate you business, but it's going to be inconsistent. And making sure that you have leads coming in at your B and C lists is going to be really, really important. And again, you are in charge of determining when that is, and just being honest how well you're working your A list, right? But having other leads coming in outside of your referrals and your SOI is critical part of that lead generation formula. It's a critical part, because it's very hard to see consistent. If our lead generation is not consistent, is our revenue going to be consistent? It's not. our revenue is not going to be consistent. That's why we go, one of the reasons why we go up like this. So, so within the sales and marketing, then the second biggest reason that we found in this mastermind when we're putting this educational platform together has been the ability to be able to follow up consistently with leads to make sure. And if you look at most of our struggles, it's because the inconsistencies with our follow-up, and also developing the skills and that are needed to have the right conversation with those leads, and to make sure our marketing automation, we're leveraging marketing automation, technology, and our skills all at the same time to make sure we're able to have the right conversations. And so it's the lead follow-up. And I want you to grade yourself where you're at. And just a little quick check-in. Where are you at right now with your lead follow-up on a scale 1 to 10, right? Because every time we go into these sessions, but if you look at between lead generation and lead follow-up, the number 1 and number 2, that's probably why 80% of all agents fail in the business and or fail to hit their goals. Right there, those 2. Because what happens is if you have enough leads and you have enough appointments, because your follow-up's good, you have enough leads and your follow-up's good, and you're having enough conversations, then what ends up happening? What do you get really good at as you're talking to people and as you're presenting? Then you can get really good at your lead conversion, right? And that's the next one. It's converting a lead that you're having a conversation with into a closed transaction, and all the skills and everything that's developed. And so if you're kind of newer to this platform and you're like, you want to know where to go for what, all right, if you need help with your lead follow-up and lead conversion, show up Tuesday and Thursday every single day and take that information you're learning and apply it, right? Because that'll help you, right? If you're struggling with your lead generation, do a consultation with us and let us map that out for you on what lead generation sources you should be using. Okay. But Tuesday and Thursday are huge. If you're inconsistent with your lead follow-up and you got to get that thing, if you're having a technical struggle, right? If you're having a technical struggle with your lead follow-up and you need to get your sales automation honed in, come to technical support Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? To get that honed in. And if you kind of take a step back, guys, I think one of the awesome, exciting things about being part of the Ren community is we put systems in place to mitigate against these failure points and to help you guys overcome these obstacles. Does that make sense to everybody? So you kind of like take a look at those resources that we're making available to you and make sure you're maximizing those resources. Once you've identified the problem, you're taking massive action. Great question, Angie. I'll show you that. We'll show you how to find that in a minute here. So part of actually that, to Angie's point, I'm glad she mentioned that. Part of lead conversion is making sure you have the right marketing materials in place. Make sure you have the right listing presentation in place, right? Make sure you have those tools, in place, and that will help you increase your lead conversion. So, and then the next big one, which is why we're here today, is to make sure that we're adapting our sales and marketing plan to modern day marketing strategies. What does that mean? That means video, right? What would we say for 2022? We have to get sold out on video, right? And we have to make sure we're consistently using text messaging. We're using modern day sales and marketing strategies to engage with our clients so we don't get left behind. So it's another big failure point, is that the world has changed, but we got to change with it as fast as possible. And so, and again, that's really what we're going to do in the second half of this meeting, is dig down and making sure we're doing our weekly video, making sure we're getting our video text messaging set up and honed in, and really masterminding around that. Okay. And then the last one within the sales and marketing bucket is daily execution and tracking your progress is a really big one when it comes to executing the sales and marketing plan. Is that you're being consistent as possible on execution. you look at the top 5% and the top 10% of realtors or just entrepreneurs in general. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is what, folks? Because what's the gap between the haves and the have-nots? It's execution, right? It's doing it, how well they do it consistently, right? And I remember when I first got involved in real estate, and Bobby was with me kind of towards the beginning of this journey. There was a lot of other people that had more money than I did. There's a lot of other people that had more resources. They had more experience. Okay. And I say this humbly, but our first year, we coming in to, and partnering up with a group of guys that Bobby knows, 2 guys, great dudes, but not a lot of resources. We did 151 transactions our first freaking year because we had this plan in place and we executed it. Right. And so I want to talk about execution at 9:30, and Lehman, if you can make sure that this got done, it's supposed to go up this week. If it didn't, it needs to. But at 9:30, one of our good friends, Lee, who has 200 agents on his team, we're going to be joining forces to do an accountability call for 15 minutes starting at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be right on the dashboard. So you just go right to the dashboard, and all you do is check in and you just state what you're going to get done for the day. Okay. What you're committed to. And then you hear what everyone else is committed to. You get excited, motivated, in the right mindset for the day. You go out and execute. You come back the next day. You talk about what you're running into and what you're going to execute that day. And it's just a nice, quick accountability. Because who agrees, working in a virtual world with nobody around you, it can be tough to stay on task for execution, right? Let's just be honest and real, right? So that call is set there for you guys to be able to do that. That's part of our coaching platform that we're gonna offer you. Okay. So again, our mission here with Ren is to help you identify these pain points, these problems that cause us to be set back from achieving our goals, and making sure that we're doing everything we can and putting the people, process, and tools in place to help you overcome those obstacles and be here to coach and train every step of the way. And I think the cool thing is just to keep in mind too, is that, Bobby's here attending. We have some of our own agents on here right now, that are attending these because we're doing the same things, right? We're not just talking about it. We're going through the same things as well. So with that, I want to open it up I got 4 minutes before we transition to execution. Okay. So I want to open it up for a little bit of Q&A on kind of what your thoughts are about why agents either fail and get knocked out of the business or fail to achieve their goals, and just what your thoughts were about this training session as a whole.
I have a comment. Not only have I not been in the business as long as everybody else has, but I'm also doing it very part-time because I help my husband with his contracting business. So I am motivated a lot by coming to this training on a regular basis, but then I find that I get off the trainings and then I have to go start doing my other stuff that distracts me from real estate. So trying to stay up, trying to stay in, I don't know how to put it, where I'm still doing as much as I need to do, but I find that I need to do at least something every day, as opposed to saying, I'll do it at the weekend, which is what usually is my action. Is I try to take care of the weekly stuff for my husband. And then on Saturday, I tell him, look, I'm doing my real estate stuff. I'm doing my videos. And so I'm not really consistent every day. And so I'm starting to realize I need to do something every day, even if it's for 15 minutes.
Yep.
but I don't get as much done as everybody else does. And so
That's okay.
that sometimes is disappointing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things that I think for a lot of people that are transitioning part-time to full-time or have a dynamic like what you're dealing with, you know, you can do, you know, being consistent and for an hour or two a day. I don't know that 15 minutes would be enough, but I know that if in 2 hours a day, you could do some damage. If you could carve out 2 hours a day of focus time, you can do, I know some very, very, very productive people that are doing something else full-time, but are doing $3 to $5 million or more in sales in their real estate business because they got their time blocks down. You know what I mean? And
is that in addition to the training? Because my when I come to the trainings, that's 2 hours a day sometimes. And then I'm trying to find another
I would say
block of time.
At least 1 hour of execution.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 hour of execution. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. We got 1 more minute here on my clock. So Laura, I hope that helped.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Laura, if you can get to the point of 2 hours of execution, that's going to be ideal. Even if you have to pick 1 training a week, right?
That's hard because they're all so good.
I know. I'm just saying I'd rather see you spend more time executing where you can get one idea from training and execute on it. And believe me, I love seeing you here every day. I want you guys here every day, but I want to make sure you have enough time to execute too, you know?
Well, I see I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. No problem. All right, cool. So we're at 12:45. So what we're going to do here is John Lehman. Thanks, Bobby. So John Lehman, let's transition here into executing. So what we're working on for an extended period of time is we're working on getting really good at video and getting really good at fine tuning our sales automation through text message, leading with video. That's really our main focus here. So let's walk through the same sequence we did last week. Aaron, the 4 categories are sales and marketing, technology, service and support, and then shared services, which is general operations. So, John, are you with us?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. So walk us through what we need to do to execute on this week's video. And let's walk through step by step. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do, guys, what's our first step to execute on video? What do we want to open up right now? Where do we want to go? Our dashboard, right? So if everyone can open up their dashboard, please. Go to your dashboard and drop in the chat when you're at your dashboard. And John, if you can just walk them through step by step and make sure that they're logged in before you go to the next step, I'll hand it over to you.
Sure thing. All right, if you guys could again let us know in the chat that you're on your dashboard and logged in. Looks like a few people have responded already. Just gonna give it a second there. Got a few other people. And that's dashboard.realestatenexus.io. I'm going to drop that in the chat here for any of you that don't already have that. All right, great. Now, once we're logged into our dashboard, there's 2 things that we're going to want to open up. Number 1 is our Ren Marketing Hub. As you can see, I've got this open over here. And we also want to open up Business Video School. Once you get to the Business Video School page, you're going to go ahead and you're going to log in here. And if you don't have your logins, please put it in the chat that you're not able to log in so that one of our reps can do a breakout session with you to make sure you get logged into Business Video School. If you could just put in or can't log in the chat for Business Video School. All right, so Murray is not able to log in, and I'm going to.
And John, let's do a breakout session if we have those available, so we don't hold the rest of the group up.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, sweet. Man.
All right, Alex, I'm gonna put you in that room with him, okay? All right, and it looks like everybody else is in. Jennifer says that she can't log in. Okay. And John C, I'm gonna move you over there to room 3. All right. So it looks like we're all in business video school. So the next thing that we're gonna wanna do, it's gonna default us to our library page here. We wanna find the video recipes section. So once you find video recipes, we're gonna click view resources. And it's gonna bring you to this page here. It gives you a brief description and overview of video recipes if you've never done this before. And then we're going to look for our video recipe categories, okay? We've got different categories like frequently asked question videos, promotional videos, lead follow-ups, so on and so forth. For today's example, we're gonna click on promotional videos. And then we're gonna choose one of the video topics from within promotional videos. You can choose any of these from within here. And for today's, I'm gonna do home seller lead capture video message. So once you click on it, you'll notice that there is an example video, a description of the video, and a PDF download. Okay, it looks like Diane was not able to walk in. So Diane, I'm gonna assign you to room 4, and Nate, I'm gonna move you in there with her. All right. Now, once we get to this point here, you're gonna wanna watch the example video. And they're gonna run through exactly what you should say. And then you're gonna wanna download the PDF and open that up. This is gonna give you, again, an overview of this week's video. And then it's gonna give you instructions. And then it's gonna give you a script. So this part right here is your script. So if we look at step 1, we're gonna wanna find a spot in your office or home with a decent background, like a clean wall or an interesting setup. Make sure that it has a nice light source with natural light or lighting equipment. And the light should always be shining directly in your face, not from above, below, or the side. And then record your message looking directly into the camera using this script right here. So you're gonna wanna practice your script before you start recording, okay? And then it looks like Bobby's not able to get in. So Bobby, I'm gonna put you in room 5, and I'm gonna move you in there with Alec. So Alec, I'm gonna put you in room 5 with Bobby.
Entonces hay que hacer esto una vez a la semana, dicen ellos.
Sí,
¿No? Una vez a la semana.
sí. Déjame.
No es tanto.
All right, so let me know once you guys have picked out your video and your script. I'd recommend doing the lead capture video. This is an easier one that just has a script that we can study and record. Doesn't take a lot of video editing. Let me know once you're at this point here.
Drop in the chat when you have your video picked out and you're ready to start going to the recording part of your video. And guys, we want this video to be the video you use, of course. But if you're not dressed for this, or if you're worried about your hair, or maybe you don't feel like you're in the best mindset, we want you to take action on doing this anyway. Because this is what we're here for. We want to take action together, and we want to get feedback together, and we want to get better together. And that's virtually impossible unless we're doing a video together. Would we agree? So please just make sure that you're using this time to take action to get better at video. We want to have breakthroughs each time we're together here. By show of chat, you guys ready to go? Everyone ready? Drop in the chat if you're ready to do a video. Okay.
It's like Laura's picked a video.
Yep. Another reason why this is important, guys, because next week we're going to be launching the remarketing program that we have set up for you guys, where you're going to be remarketing this video to your database all over social media. So you want to make sure that you start getting us video content, so we can do that for you. And if you're on level 1 and level 2, so we can show you how to do that. Okay.
Looks like Gloria, Angie, and Laura are ready to go. And then Murat, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Business Video School. You're going to go to the video recipes section right here and hit View Resources. And then the one we're working on is under Promotional Videos. And then it's called Home Seller Lead Capture Video Message. Okay. No problem. All right. And so once you guys are ready, what you're going to do is you're going to go right into your marketing hub, and you're going to record your video either on your phone or on your desktop if you have a webcam. And then you're going to upload the video right into your video section of your marketing hub. So for today's video, because we want to use it for our remarketing in the future, we don't want to record it directly inside of the marketing hub. We're going to record it and then upload it as an email video.
John, what do you say we give them? You want to give them 10 minutes to shoot the video?
Yep, 10 minutes should be plenty. So you guys are going to want to go in there and practice the script. So again, when you're in the video recipe, you download the PDF right here. You watch the example video, and then you're going to have your script up on your screen ready to go while you're recording your video. Just make sure that you're looking directly into your camera as you're recording and not looking down at your screen. It's going to make your overall video quality a lot better.
So right now we're going through the practice of doing a weekly video to our entire database, Lee or D. To your general sphere.
And if we're looking at this script here, this would read something like, "Hi, John Lehman here. Now I'm sending this SOS to everyone I know. Do you remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020, right? It's kind of a joke. Well, I'm glad we survived that epic time in our country. Now, today I want to SOS you about the great housing shortage." Now, again, we're going to be changing. We're going to want to change these numbers around, right? Obviously, it's 2022 now, so we're going to say 2021 instead of 2020. And then this almost seems like the end of the world for some families looking for houses out there. So I wanted to ask, do you know of anyone who may be thinking, even remotely thinking of selling their home? Because right now, sellers are getting premium pricing for their homes due to this high demand. So who should I talk to? Let me know who I should be sharing some options with, and you could be a hero of a family or two. I hope to talk to you soon. So this is the script that you're going to want to practice a few times. Again, you can make it a little bit more personal, right? That's always okay. And then you're going to record that video and upload it right into your marketing hub.
And you can do this through a video. You can do this through a video, text, and email. You can do both. A little bit of a background while you guys are doing this. Carla, one of our students, she did this, and she did this on a, she was using a, she did this, I think, through video, text, and email. And I think there was a list of about 300 people that she was targeting, that were in her follow-up status in some way, shape, or form, that had been there for about 3 to 6 months. She either got 3 listings off of this or like 5 listings off of this exercise, something along those lines. It was like 3 to 5 listings, which is not too shabby.
And Diane asks a really good question. Do you end with your phone number? How do we expect them to contact us? Whenever we're doing an email video, remember to reference your email signature down below. This is going to be important because it's not only going to direct them to your phone number, but also to your social media links, your website, or any other links that might be inside of your email signature, so that you can get them fully integrated into your social groups or your circle online in social media. Does that answer your question, Diane? Oh, sure. So, let me know who I should be sharing some options with, and you could be a hero of a family or two. I hope to talk to you soon. To reach out to me, just check out my email signature down below. You should be able to see my phone number as well as some of my social media links. Go ahead and check me out online, right? Something simple. Check out my phone number down below. Check out my social media. You ever watched a YouTube video where they're like, make sure you hit like and subscribe down below? They do that at the beginning of almost all of their videos. You're pretty much doing the same thing. You're just pointing down at your email signature and just directing them that way. So just check out my email signature down below. You'll see my direct mobile number as well as all the links to my social medias, and check me out online, right? Boom, and then move on. Perfect. Alec, were you able to help Bobby? Great,
Yes.
thank you. All right, guys, go ahead and start working on your videos. And then Murat, after you have your video recorded, you're gonna go to your Ren Marketing Hub. You're gonna go to the videos module, and then you're gonna hit upload video right here. And you're gonna choose the email size, and then you're just gonna upload your video directly into your Marketing Hub. But you're gonna wanna store that video on your computer somewhere. That way next week when we roll out with our remarketing technology, that you can easily find it and we can use it for that project as well.
I have a question on that. If we're using it for remarketing, we want to have 2 versions, one that says look at our signature and one that doesn't?
Correct.
Okay.
That would be that, that's a great point. I almost didn't think about that. So usually I do an email video, I do a social media version, and I do a text version. The text version is a little bit shorter and more to the point because it has to be within 20 seconds. And then your social media is going to be directing them to the comment section down below instead of your email signature. But very good question, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, the other thing is, if you want to keep it simple, just you can say reply back or click the link below, like something generic enough so you don't have to do different videos with your call to action. That's what I usually do. Because if you say reply back, that could be through a text or an email. Okay, reply back or click the link below, and that could be your retargeting. Does that make sense to everybody? Who just out of curiosity, who is doing retargeting right now of any kind, has done retargeting through social media? Diana, it'd be cool if you just even did a test trial run of the video, even though this might not be your final video. Just that way we're here for feedback as you're doing it. Is that how does that sound to you? So even though it's might not be your final video. Okay, cool. I'm gonna type in some really good headlines. That you could use.
It looks like Murad is still having some issues here, so Alec, I'm gonna go ahead and move him into a room with you as well, okay?
Yeah, I have a question here. I did the video, I put the title, the description, the tags in it, but how come it won't, the blue highlighted cancel buttons on, but not the save? What am I doing wrong? I hit email, yeah.
So
Hey,
you
Shanna,
hit,
try adding a description to the video. Usually the fields underneath it there need to be filled in order to click the save button.
I did, John. They're all filled in. That's why I'm kind of surprised.
Somebody do a breakout session with her and look at it.
Oh, it's on my other computer.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just keep playing with it.
If you
What
could
was the
take a
error again? I
s-
missed that. Is it because I had problems being able to upload a .mov? It won't take MOV. It's got to be MP4.
Ooh. Okay.
It's got to be what? Say that again.
It's got to be MP4. So if you're doing anything in QuickTime and it gets and your videos in a .mov, LionDesk won't take it. It's got to be a MP4.
Okay. Okay.
Kicked my butt for about a day and a half.
Okay. That might be what it's doing then.
Thanks, Ken. That's good.
That as well as sizing, just on the off chance. I know it's
she wouldn't have
placed there.
gotten, she wouldn't have gotten to that point if it was too large.
Oh, okay.
It would have said file too large before that.
Okay.
Was it Christian? Yo, make sure to include. Is he on the calendar invite, Christian? Oh, I didn't even see that.
How's my team? How's our team doing? Bobby, everything going okay on our end? Cool. Scott asks if we create the video in Line Desk, can we export it for other platforms? It's a great question. I've never personally done that before.
That was why I was recommending that we record the video and then upload it to Marketing Hub, Scott. Unfortunately, when you record it in the Marketing Hub, there is not currently a feature to download that video to use it elsewhere. And just so everybody knows, we have a hard stop in 2 to 3 minutes here as we have our live challenge starting at 1:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Cool. So let's, if you can stop sharing your screen. How did we do, guys? Did anybody get one done? Angie, you get one? Awesome. You want to talk about it? Anything you want to talk about? You're on mute.
Scott says that he got his done,
Sweet.
but I think we all kind of knew that one. I could see him recording it.
Also,
No, it's supposed to
Scott
be
is
private
very
message.
fast.
One take done.
I did get it done. I still got to figure out how to get it over, but I did it on my phone. I just emailed it to myself. So,
Good.
it's pretty good.
Good. So if you guys come to the training on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing some sales copy training on how to write effective sales copy with a focus on headlines. And there's a system we use called Hook Story Offer that's well known in marketing to be able to use. But I gave you guys a couple headlines to kind of think about. The key to doing a good headline is not to tell them exactly what the email is about, but to create curiosity. It can be related to the email, but it's really designed to get them to click and open it up. You want to make sure that it's a short and sweet. It's just a little tip before we get into Wednesday's training. I also have some really good news for everybody. A lot of you have been requesting and wondering if we were going to ever open up a referral partnership program. And so as of today, we're officially rolling out a referral partnership program where you can actually develop your own ambassador link, and you can refer people to it, and you'll get paid 10% of the monthly fee when they sign up through your referral link. So what's really cool about this is you can create your own passive residual income just by referring people to the community. So anybody that you think that could use and be part of, that you think should be a part of this community, whether it be for our technology or for training, coaching, or a combination of things, then I'd recommend getting your own referral partnership link. So let me just go ahead and drop this in the chat.
How often do you pay out on that, Isaiah?
Every month. Yep. So here is the link is coming right here. And we're going to be doing separate mastermind calls for our ambassador group coming up. So that will be something to look out for. But in the meantime, you can start getting paid off of inviting people to challenges. You can start getting paid off of having them sign up to one of our professional services on the different levels at a 10% payout. And then we're going to have some really fun prizes and bonuses and giveaways for the top performers that are referring a ton of people. Some really awesome stuff that we'll be rolling out as the program gets going. So if you just click on that link, you can start your own you can go ahead and become an ambassador.
Isaiah, can you show me how to get back to that listing packet you promised you're going to show me?
Oh yes, absolutely. So what you want to, if somebody can do a breakout session with Angie, and what Angie, what you do is you go to the Sales and Marketing Academy. And then once you go into the Academy, it's in the Sales and Marketing Toolkit in the Academy. And then you'll see a section in there that says Listing Domination Toolkit, and that's all of Ben's stuff. But I want somebody to do a breakout with you to walk you through it. So if somebody could follow up with.
Yeah, Isaiah, she'll probably have to have someone reach out after.
I'm good. I can figure it out.
End the meeting.
Okay. Let us know if that's not, if you're having, it's that 3 steps though.
Okay.
Cool. All right. You guys are awesome. If you have an opportunity, this is going to be a kick butt challenge. So if you want to really get off to a fast start, we have a point system that we're rolling out to assign yourself.
Hold on, I'm on camera.
Impact areas of your business. So it's going to be really, really good. So think about joining the challenge. And with that, we'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.